Within the past few days, several Long Island beaches, they have closed after a recent uptick in shark sightings. Well, now officials say while you can enjoy the views and the nice breezes, the beachgoers are not allowed to swim in the water, and it's for good reason. Joining us right now to talk more about what safety precautions should be taken and why these sharks may be appearing is senior aquarist and director of aquaculture at Long Island Aquarium, Noel Heinsohn. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, thanks for
Hi.
having me.
Okay, so where exactly are these sharks coming from?
Well, in truth, these sharks are always here. We're just seeing a lot more of them because we spend a lot more time in the water during these summer months. We're not really in the water in other seasons. And then also in part, it's because there's a lot of migrations during this time of different bait fish and school fish, which increases the amount of sharks that you're going to see because that's their prey items.
Right. And so when they see a human swimming in the water, they think it's prey. But is it true that sharks don't really like the taste of humans, right? They truly don't want to eat us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't taste good to them. We're mainly bone. We're not a lot of flesh. So, they don't really know what we are. They're very curious animals, so they might come up and try to see what you are. But unfortunately, they don't have hands and they don't have the capabilities to talk to us or figure out what we are. So they might take a little bite out of you to see what you are, because that's what they do for their prey items. But unfortunately, their bites are a little bit dangerous to us.
So how do we protect ourselves then?
Yeah, so there's a lot of great ways that we can protect ourselves when we're in the water. Staying in groups and not swimming alone. Not wearing jewelry. Don't swim at night, dusk, or dawn. Don't do a lot of splashing when you're in the water because that attracts the animals.
Now, how do you swim without doing a lot of splashing?
Well, I mean, you could do some swimming and things like that, but don't be thrashing around. That encourages them because that's what their prey would be doing in the water. Yeah.
All right, so give me an idea of what's behind you so folks can see what's available there.
Yeah, so this is our 120,000-gallon shark tank that's behind us. We have 3 species of different sharks. Generally, we have a shark dive program, but we aren't running that right now because of the situation with COVID. But generally, you're able to get into the cage here and go down into the water for a little program and get a one-on-one interaction with the sharks and kind of see how they actually are. We often dive this tank to clean it and without the cage, and we get one-on-one with the sharks, and it's a pretty great experience to see these animals up close.
Gotcha. So when folks are going to beaches all across the area, we're going to be seeing more and more of these, as you say, because it's summertime and there's migration going on. Folks just need to be safe and careful out there. Your number one best piece of advice?
I would say the number one piece of advice would probably be to swim in a group. It discourages the sharks from, coming up and being more curious when there's a lot more activity going on.
Oh, interesting there. And I got to tell you, my good friend here, Dan Manaruno, he's been in that tank behind you. He's still traumatized by it. But for folks who want to come down, it's a great source of information and a great way to spend a summer day. You can get up close to sharks there and not get bitten, which is always a good thing. Hey, Dan wants to talk to you.
Can I ask a quick question? Just a quick question.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the difference between a bull shark and a great white? Because there seems to be this idea that maybe there's both of them swimming on the shores of Long Island. So how do you know? And is one more dangerous? Does it matter?
Well, I wouldn't say that one's more dangerous than the other. Long Island is actually a pupping ground for a lot of species of sharks. So that means that they come up here when they're juveniles and they're doing a lot of activity of bait fish and schooling fish because we have a pretty healthy ecosystem here. Bull sharks are smaller than great whites when they're adults, but the fin on the great white is a little bit more definitive than a bull shark. I would say bull sharks are a little bit more aggressive than a great white would be. A great white kind of hangs out a little bit deeper and won't necessarily come inshore as often or won't be as confident as a bull shark. But both of those animals are kind of rare to find on Long Island. I mean, they are here, but you're more liable to come into a thresher shark or a dusky shark, which are very docile animals.
All right. And just one quick question. Is fishing for these big sharks and whatnot, is that bringing them closer to shore? Because we saw a college student caught a 400-pound shark off of Nickerson Beach.
Yeah, I wouldn't say fishing for sharks necessarily encourages them, but any kind of fishing that, you're taking an animal out of the water and maybe releasing them back in and creating some commotion, some blood into the water, it's going to attract apex predators. These animals are hunting out their prey. They're chasing large schools inshore because it's easier for them to catch them.
All right, Noel, thanks so much for your information. Great to see you. We appreciate it.
Let us know when it's back open, because we're going to send Betty over to try that, to go in that tank. I want her to experience
Absolutely.
it.
We'd love to have you.
He wants to see me get bitten by a shark.
No, I just want to see you. It was very interesting. Have you ever worn the mask, the regulator, and everything else?
No, I haven't done that. I almost did. But
They'll help you out.
Yeah, your experience
It's a whole
doesn't
different
make me
experience.
It is.
Okay. Thank you, Noel. We appreciate it.
Yeah.